So, Carrie Ann, before we get on this amazingly hot topic that we're going to talk about, I want to know. I know I'm putting you on the spot here.
Oh goodness!
But that wouldn't be the first time. So, do you remember one of the last times we were here? Our guest was talking about something, and we both pulled out our phones for our book that we were reading.
Mm-hmm.
That book we were reading at that moment. Do you remember the name of that book?
Something about who. It's not the something but who. I can't remember.
Mary.
I'm glad it made such an impression in your mind.
It's been a long day today.
I'm really putting you on the spot, aren't I?
Yeah. But it's a great book.
It's who, not how.
See, I got the who part of it.
Dan Sullivan. Who, not how.
Huge.
How. I can't say enough about that book. I think that everybody should read the book. Who wants to grow their business should read Who, Not How. Because we get distracted by the how. How do we do this?
Yeah.
And not realizing that is not our expertise. So we should be finding a who that can help us do that so that we can do what we do best.
Well, and Jason's so great with the DISC test. We talked about that a lot. And you just know it inside and out. And it's really finding the people that, will fill in the extra buckets that are not your strengths, and you truly stay in your lane.
Yeah.
And some of us control freaks, and many could be on the call with us right now, but it's hard to break free from that. Like we want to do it all because we feel like we can do it all, but then you're just not going to get to that next level without truly finding those folks that can help you and surround yourself with greatness, I think.
One of my very first things that I finally had to delegate was mowing my grass because nobody had those lines as straight as I did,
Yeah.
But that was an example of how controlling some that we that are control freaks are. And it sometimes goes with the territory of being a top performer, I think, is being a control freak maybe, and not trusting our reputation with somebody else. But I learned from John Maxwell a long time ago, if somebody can do it 80% as well as we can, then we need to let that happen, or we are destined not to grow.
Well, tell them the secret, that the concept wasn't even written, but he didn't even write the book.
Well, when we're talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, he actually walked out what he was referring to in that book, Who, Not How. He had somebody else write the book.
That's what I'm saying. Like he had a who write the book.
He had a who write the book.
And same way with John
smart.
Maxwell. He has somebody else that writes. I mean, he collaborates and gives them the information. But he's not he is not the book writer. Right? He's got the ideas. He's got the quotes. He's got the the information.
He gave this gentleman the concept, and then trusted him in the writing of the book. Well, the reason I bring it up, one of the reasons is he's written another book since then, that you need to know about as well.
Yeah.
We all around this table need to know about this book. It's called The Gap and the Gain.
Gap and the Gain.
The Gap and the Gain. We, as, again, performers, and I can speak to most realtors that like this, because I think you have to have a little bit of that in you if you want to do this business. You're a little competitive or you're a little driven, to not be the normal 8 to 5 person and so forth. Nothing against 8 to 5s. Lately, that might be a better way. I don't know. As crazy as that market's been. But the gap and the gain, we get stuck in the gap, meaning that we didn't quite accomplish it, or we didn't get to where we wanted to be, and we're living in the future rather than enjoying the present and being present in that. And instead of looking at what we haven't accomplished in the gap, we should be looking at our gain, measuring behind us and say, oh my God, I'm a lot further than because I'm one of the worst about that. For so long, I was in this quest of accomplishment rather than enjoying the journey a day at a time. And, I want to have $1 billion company. Most of our agents know that we're $1 billion company, not for the sake of what it means to Connie and I. When you're giving everything away, it's still not a whole lot, but it's about, significance. It's about, being a company that's recognizable and so forth for our agents' sake as much as anything, and bringing an excellent experience and a reputation to the marketplace. But anyways, I'm now looking back and saying, look how far we've come. And I'm joyous about that. 3 years ago, we had 17 agents. This was before Jason, BJ, okay, before Jason came and joined us, and that made when Jason joined us, we shifted because he became my who. I couldn't do it all, and so anyway.
So my brain, I just went AD on him from the thing I just talked about earlier today, and that'll be a different class and a different podcast. But going back to the book, The Who, Not How.
Not How.
Okay, here I got this great idea. So why would you not buy that book and give it to for sale by owners and or do something like that, right?
Yeah.
Because you guys are the who, not the how, right?
It's a great idea.
Huge. I love that. I just came up with that idea.
Maybe with a little love note.
Yeah. Something in there, right? Because actually I got that book from another mortgage lender trying to recruit me.
Really?
So thinking that they needed me to be more, I needed them to be more successful, right? But instead of recruiting agents to agents, you could do it that you're recruiting the houses. They are buying, you're selling your services through that book. So good stuff.
We're all who's around this table. We could maybe do what Jim is doing here for us, but not as high level and not as great as he's doing. And we could probably figure out how to do a mortgage, but no, probably not. Without you.
Well, and there's a lot of truth in that. I'll just share is that I used to do my own podcast years back. Back in 2015, when it was just getting going, and I do my own videos, I do my own podcasts, and after doing recording and then having to go through the audio and the setup, could I do it? Yes, I could. But Jim is the professional.
Right.
He has the tool. I mean, like if everybody could see it, he has the tools. He has the
There's a lot of goodness behind the
knowledge.
Scenes. So good.
And it's the very reason that he should be compensated for that. Like, it's just like a FSBO. A FSBO can go out and post it online and, get some eyeballs on it. But if you want quality and you want the best exposure, then you hire somebody like Jim.
Right.
Always remember that. Remember this face.
I can't forget it. I know. I can't forget it.
It burns.
I can't. And I wake up in the middle of the night hearing your voice. So you're on TV. You're in my visual.
I'm everywhere.
It's so good.
We love you, Jim.